Well, hello, and again, welcome to the 2012 Fad. I'll be your host for this evening, and my name is Charlie Bluehawk. Tonight's show is going to be a little different. As you probably noticed, I'm about 2 months behind in episodes, and there's a reason for that. The reason is, well, I've run out of money. I thought we were doing financially well. I thought we had backers for the village, and of course, all at the last minute, they all suddenly vanished. For myself, I haven't had a job now for 6 months. I haven't had a real job in 4 years. And I guess in my life, I've helped so many people that I called friends. And whenever somebody needed money, mostly it was money, I had, sure, here you go, have some money. Never expected to pay them, for them to pay me back. It never occurred to me to ask, when are you going to pay me back? Because they were my friends. Now, maybe this is because I grew up without a family. Maybe it's because I never had a mom or a dad or someone to explain, the facts of life to me. I guess in my mind, I always had this thought from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Mankind was my business. We are all brothers and sisters. And I was always trying to build relationships. And I figure, I help you, you help me, we'll help each other, we'll get somewhere. That's part of the reason I'm here with you. I mean, I want to help you. I still have this urge to help, but at the same time, I tell you quite honestly, I'm looking for money to build the village. Well, today I'm looking, quite honestly, for money for me. This is why this episode's entitled A Cry in the Wilderness. Because after, I don't know how many decades of trying to build a family, trying to build relationships with people that I called friends, I've discovered in the last couple of months that all the people that I thought of as friends really aren't. I was always there for them. And now today, they're nowhere near for me. Tomorrow I will be homeless. Tomorrow will be Monday. I don't know what the date is actually today. It's June something. And all of my friends that I've contacted said, excuse me, I could use some help. I helped you write that 800-page book of yours and that screenplay for you. Could you spare me, $100 so I'm not homeless tomorrow and I could buy something to eat? And this fellow, you think that I had, well, he apparently thinks that he's God, and apparently just being in his presence is all that I should actually ever hope for from him. And the months and months and months of work I did for him, of course, I should do that because he's God. And talked to an old girlfriend who actually had dumped me a week before Christmas many years ago. And then after Christmas holiday reminded me that I'd made her a promise to help her with the illustrations in her book. And so for 6 months, every Thursday night, I was at my office at Caltech helping her with the illustrations for her book, at which point she remembered suddenly that I had also promised to do a website for her. I don't quite recall that. And her response to me a few weeks ago when I said, could you spare me a few bucks, was, no, I can't. I'm putting my son through Harvard or something. And I thought to myself, that pothead at Harvard, well, that's a good idea. And I remembered the money she made on the book, and she couldn't be bothered. Little old lady I knew for about 11 years in Hollywood. I just felt sorry for her, and I kept helping her at every possible course, again, perhaps because I never had a mother. And the few times in my life I asked her for help, she just actually said to me, and I quote, "It is not convenient for me to assist you at this time," unquote. I still remember that. And then my business partner for this particular show, he can't be bothered. He doesn't seem to understand that I will be homeless tomorrow. He doesn't seem to understand that I won't have any food by the next day. And back when I was still on unemployment, getting money in, I was spending all of that money on the 2 business projects that we were, and we no longer are, working on together. We no longer are working on those together as partners because A, tomorrow I'll be gone, or B, tomorrow I'll somehow survive, and I'm really rethinking how I live my life here, because the reality is several strangers, people I barely know, people I don't know at all, have come to my help. One lady in Wisconsin sent me an email last night, says, I sent you money to your PayPal account. I hope you'll be okay. And I was just stunned. A lady that I used to have as an English language student here in Europe, and she's no longer my student because she's about to lose her job. She invited me out for coffee the other day. And as we were partying, she shoved money into my pocket and said, here you go. And then she says, you might want to find a higher quality of friend, because I had told her this story as well. And where I'm staying in this little hostel, this little boarding house in Europe, the lady who runs the place has looked the other way for the last week, trying to hide me from the owner because I'm a week behind in my rent. And everyone has been very, very kind to me, but only strangers. The people I called friend are nowhere to be found. So I guess this is my last attempt at trying to find help in humanity, I suppose. I'm reaching out to you all. I could use a few dollars, not for the village, but for something absolutely selfish. I would like to have a place to live tomorrow. And I'm not asking for millions. If you got like a couple $100, you got anything you could spare me, I would be grateful. If you want to know who I really am, go to www.charliebluehawk.com. For 25 years, I've been in international IT, corporate management, consulting. And today, no one will hire me because I actually know how to do my job. My friends were my friends because I would do things for them, not because they actually cared about me. Strangers who barely know me have gone out of their way to help me. Now, I'm not sure if that tells more about me or about the human condition. I don't know. Where strangers will help me and my friends won't. People who benefited from my assistance, either cash or work, and benefited tremendously, see no reason to help me. They have no problem with me being homeless. Doesn't bother them. They see no problem with me starving on the streets. That doesn't bother them. And even as I say this to you, I'm rather stunned. There's a wonderful, wonderful line in a Batman movie. Yes, I know Batman. And it goes like this. It's not who I am inside. It's what I do that defines me. And I love that particular saying. I'm going to, if I survive the next couple of days, I'm going to never have an office again. I'm going to have that framed and put behind my desk. It's not who I am inside. It's what I do that defines me. And that means a lot to me today, this being perhaps the last night I have a place to sleep. It's not a park bench. And again, this is why I'm 2 months behind in episodes here. I have a lot more to say. Unfortunately, feeding myself has become sort of an issue, and now having a place to live is now an issue. My laptop doesn't have a battery, so if I don't have a place to live, I have no internet connection, which means I can't even look for work, which I do on a daily basis still. And I'm still trying to find advertisers to advertise on our show, or direct investors to get, so I can get the advertisers, because this show, as you know, covers the entire world now. Nobody even goes to our website anymore. They go to YouTube, and from YouTube, our videos, my videos, are all over the world. And I have to learn to stop saying our, because the truth of the matter is I do this show. Nobody helps me. The truth of the matter is those 5 erotica horror novels I wrote, nobody helped me. I did those all by myself. I did the work. The 3 books I've written for the 2012 fad, there is no our. That's me. One of my failings I have to get over is allowing other people to take credit for my work. I wrote this book for this fellow Rosario Rosatani, ex-CIA, he claims. And we put up a website. Actually, we is a good term because Kenneth actually helped me put up that website called withoutnotice.us. And I wrote this, I think it's like 800-page book for Rosario Rosatani. I wrote his screenplay for him, which is like a 3-hour screenplay. At which point I said, we really need a deal memo on this. A handshake is great, but we really need that 25% of my ownership in your project. I need that in writing. And ever since I said that, Rosario Rosatani cannot be bothered to respond to an email. Which again shows you the quality of people I'm working with, and I really need to change that. But strangers have helped me. I'm asking you to help me too. If you could wire me some money at Western Union, great. I've got a bank account here in the city of Prague, great. But I'll be homeless tomorrow. And the day after that, I'll have no food. And maybe the reason these people were my friends is because I would rather, cut off an arm than admit that I needed help or to ask a favor. But I'm 52 and I'm a little tired now. And I have, as you know, no family, and apparently I have no friends, which just sort of came as a surprise to me. But I do have strangers. And I've learned now that I'll take strangers over friends any day of the week. So if you can spare a few bucks, I'd be grateful. I'll pay you back if I ever get a job. But I could really use your help. For the 2012 fad, I am Charlie Bluehawk. And I am wishing you a really good day. And maybe we'll actually talk again someday. I'd like that.